large accounts, selling strategically. To sell strategically, if you like, most people, when they start to sell, imagine this is an island on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's a silhouette, there's the sea, there's the sea. Most people get asked to sell things to people by a relatively lowly department, like something in HR, which is metaphorically, in quite a low position. Right? They forget that sales organisations are very, very powerful and difficult things. If you imagine this was an island which you as a soldier have got to take at night, and this is just a black silhouette. Before you could take that island for your commanding officer, what are some of the things you've got to know about that?
Who's waiting there as well, I guess. Who's actually on the island.
That's right, where people are, who's in power, what sort of political... Most people don't do that, and yet going into selling strategically into large accounts is just as difficult as this. You don't know who else is there, what other things they've got going for them. So if you're going to sell strategically, you've got to be able to answer questions in 4 specific areas. Number one, you've got to be able to assess, is there an opportunity? Can we compete? Number 3, can we win? And the 4th thing, as some people often overlook, is it worth winning? So you need to look at these 4 specific areas before you dive into large accounts like this one over here. How do we assess whether there might be an opportunity for us within that large account? What's some of the questions we might want to ask?
Maybe you can ask questions to see, about a problem that you can solve.
Yeah.
So, for example, as you mentioned, sales training. Like how good is, I don't know, how is your sales going, as in how much revenue how did your revenue increase by last year, for example?
Right.
How much percent did it increase?
Yeah. Then you might come out of that thing, there is an opportunity. If there is an opportunity, you've got to say, yes, there is something going wrong. There is some sort of constant gnawing headache in there, which we call a compelling event, which is driving them towards looking for a solution. It might spread through the whole company. Then we've got to say, well, can we compete? And what sort of questions are you going to ask there under can we compete?
Are you using any other providers at the moment?
Yes. Could there be another person already in there who is well liked by the rest of the company, and you're just being used? It's very often happens. You're just being used to make up the numbers. So maybe the boss has said, yeah, that quote from our regular supplier is okay, but we need to keep them honest. Let's get another cheaper. Let's get another few better. What other questions we've got to ask under the heading, can we compete?
Is the company fitting our company as well?
Yeah.
Because they might not be able to afford what we're offering, for example.
Yeah. So there's a whole stack of questions there we can analyse. What about can we win?
Can we win? Can we win? I don't know about that one. I guess can we win is very, like, you have to analyze
well,
first.
Again, this comes down to is there an incumbent provider of that service so well in there that we could spend all our time working on this, and yet when we get in there, the other guy, again, we're just being used to make up the numbers. Do we have, is there somebody on our side who'd like to see that incumbent provider out? You're always looking in situations like this for somebody they call a coach. And that's somebody who's on your side, who likes what you have to offer, but is also so well connected through that organisation that they can help you get to some of the senior people you might not be able to get to otherwise. Right? So you need to look at, again, is there an opportunity? You might say yes, there is. At any stage you could fail on this, or we need to know we've got to take some action before we go for getting business. Can we compete? Can we win? What about this one here? Is it worth winning?
Well, in some cases it might not be. I mean,
Why not?
for example, if we have to offer, I mean, if you have to offer something to a client where you're giving a bit too much, I mean, because they want certain things done, and the profit might not be as good as you want it to be, for example. So it might not be worth basically going with the same client.
Yeah.
They might, let's say they're not happy with the price, they're not happy with like some of the things you're delivering, so they will say, what you mentioned before, for example, the global, I mean, aspect of it. You might not be in global, but they might want that as well. So you might have to subcontract somebody, for example, which will cost you, I mean, on top of, I mean, from your profit. So it might not be worth actually doing the job at the end of the day, because it's not what you really want to do as well. I mean, so you have to get somebody else.
Yeah. Again, each of these things means you've got to ask 3 or 4 questions before you can go ahead into a complex account. Otherwise you can find yourself doing all this work for no result, because you haven't got the right people. In particular, this person called a coach, in America they call them a silver fox. And you often spot this person, you know, because they'll often turn up at meetings that you're in with the company, although, you know, in the normal course of events it's clear that their department has nothing to do with it, because they had a lot of experience and they've been around for a long time. You might find that they very often can act in exception to policy. You know, if there's a hiring freeze on, they're allowed to hire staff. Another sign that you've actually engaged a coach is that they might not say much at a meeting. When they do speak, everybody listens, because they've been around this track before. And if you can get yourself a coach, silver fox, somebody who's on your side. Sometimes they don't even know, you know, they know somebody in the company, they're not even, you know, currently employed with the company, and find you on a winning stretch. Now, once you've got all